And my dear friends, this is a waffle chat. I really don't quite know what I'm going to be talking about. But I had a trip to the dentist this morning and I'd been feeling a lot of ache in my face, and I thought it was going to be toothache. So I wasn't really looking forward to it. And I was so delighted when I didn't have any fillings. So it was something else going on. Do any of you hate going to the dentist too, like I do? We've been lucky enough to have one dentist in Melbourne for probably around about 20 years, and he was just wonderful. And then we moved to this country town, and we had to find someone else, and it's taken me a little while, and I have found someone who really is lovely. But these fears of the dentist go back to when I was a child, I think. We had a dentist here in this particular town, and in those days they took some teeth out to make room for the bigger ones when they came. I don't know that doesn't happen anymore now unless there's a real problem, but this was just a matter of fact. And I had an anesthetic, and I can still remember the bright, vivid, nightmare dreams that I had while I had these teeth taken out. It was horrible, and I hated having anaesthetics for a long time after that because of what happened then when I was such a little one, probably 10 or 11 I think. And I can remember my father picking me up and carrying me out to the car. I don't remember any more about it, but I'm sure it was a jelly and custard type of menu for me for some time. Anyway, it was great, and I didn't have any fillings, so I'll see them again in 6 months' time, which is March, which seems unbelievable to me as well. Then what else? I've just come out, I've come out into the garden to do some recording, and it's just the most beautiful day. We've had a few cold, windy days, and although there is a bit of a wind today, it's really not cold. But everything seems sparkly. Some days do seem extra sparkly and extra magical, and a couple of people said the same thing to me when I was out. It just seems to be this magical day. It's very blue sky and lovely white fluffy clouds around, and maybe we'll be having rain soon. I don't know, but I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the birds in the background, even if it is the Indian mynas, which are a pest here. I'll tell a story about the Indian mynas too, and my grandson, so please excuse the language here, but it actually is quite funny. So years ago, this particular grandson might have been 10 or 11, 12, I don't know, and my husband found all these Indian mynas in the garden, and they're very destructive. They kill baby birds. They're just really, they're a pest here. Anyway, my husband said something about those bloody Indian mynas, and grandson didn't say anything until years later. And he said, I didn't know that Pa was racist until I realised that the Indian mynas that he was talking about were birds. So they were the bloody Indian mynas. So we did think that was quite funny. But he didn't tell us for probably 3 or 4 years when he realised what we were talking about, or what my husband was talking about. And I can hear them in the background. They frighten away the little birds like the blue wrens, who I just love. I get quite a few different birds in the garden, but I always look for the blue wrens. I hear them and they're so quick. But when we were on the farm and we had a big garden then, we had so many blue wrens, and they've just always been something special for me. I think they're called fairy wrens here, I'm not quite sure. Superb wrens, I think they might be called. Yeah, so this is a real waffle. It's just nothing in particular, but I thought you might enjoy just listening to me. And the other thing, again, I am so thrilled with how many subscribers I've got. I think when I last looked, it was something like 465 or something. So yeah, each and every one of you are so welcome and appreciated, and I'm so grateful for you all. And I'm also grateful for all the comments. I really do look at them all, and I like to comment, thank you at the time. Sometimes I might miss, and if I do, I apologise. And maybe when I get to 1,000, which seems a long way away, but probably isn't, I won't be able to comment on each particular one. But I will always read them, always read them. So again, thank you, and I hope you've lasted through this waffle, which is really a waffle.